Hey, great afternoon, everybody. Great afternoon. Come on in the room. As you're coming in the room, say hello. As you are coming in the room, say hello. Great afternoon. Come on in the room. Go and share this. Hope everyone has had an amazing day thus far. An amazing day thus far. Hey, Janella, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you. Hey. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. So it is. I missed you guys last week. I had a scheduling conflict, but I missed you, and I'm glad to be back with you. In case you do not know, this is Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, and it's always my privilege, my honor, and pleasure to come here and chat with you just briefly for a little empowerment, a little push, just to help you throughout the week. Sometimes we just need a little extra. And so I thank you for joining me. So listen, if you saw our flyer, you will see that our topic today is fears released. Hey, Bishop, how are you? Our topic is fears released. Fears released. Simply, I shall no longer fear. I will no longer fear. Somebody needs to just type that. I will no longer fear. Even if you're struggling with it, you just need to type, I will no longer fear. I will no longer fear. I will no longer fear. And I know that's kind of hard to declare, but sometimes you got to declare something. Hey, Aunt Jackie, you got to declare something even before you see it. So I dare you just to type, I will no longer fear. That's right, Janella. Just type, I will no longer fear. That's what I want you to decree in the atmosphere. I will no longer fear. I will no longer fear. Listen, here is the definition of fear. So the definition of fear is two different words. In its noun form, it says it's an unpleasant emotion that is caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous or may cause pain or threat. Now, the verb definition of it says being afraid of something that's dangerous, painful, or threatening. Here's a dynamic. The enemy uses fear to make us fearful of the unknown because we fear that the unknown may have the potential to bring us pain. I just read to you the definition. We have the mindset sometimes that the fear of the unknown may potentially bring us pain. Because of our history and the things that we've endured and the things that we've encountered, when God tells us to go forward in some things, we waver because we're scared that more pain may come, or we're scared that there's something dangerous out there. You have to get to a place today. Fears are released. You got to release your fear. You are holding yourself back from the abundance of what God has for you because you are fearful of the unknown. I'll say it again. You are holding yourself back from the abundance of what God has for you because of the fear of the unknown. Okay, Dr. Vaughn, what you mean by the fear of the unknown? You're fearful because you don't know if anybody will support you. You're fearful whether or not it's going to work. You're fearful whether or not it's going to be a good idea. You're fearful whether or not you're smart enough to do it. You're fearful whether or not you're going to have the money. You have all of these layers of fear on you. You have all these layers of fear on you, and it's keeping you from fulfilling everything that God created you to be. Here's what I want you to think about it. What are you losing out going after what God promised you? Now, picture this. God promised you something. Fear holds you back. You miss out on the promise. God promised you something. You go after it. God fulfills his word. Where are you missing out on? Fear will keep you bound because you got all these what ifs in your mind. I mean, you got all of these what ifs in your mind. And help, please, when has a what if ever helped you? When has a what if ever helped you? Sometimes you just got to activate your faith and jump on in. Sometimes you just got to activate your faith and jump on in. God has so much stuff stored up for us. And many of us, the thing that we need to do is release our fear. What are you scared of? Are you scared of what potentially may come out of you? Are you scared that there is really greatness locked up inside of you, waiting to come, busting at the seams? Are you fearful of what people will think? You do understand whether or not you do God's will or you don't. People are going to think what they want to think. People are going to talk either way. So you might as well go ahead and let them talk because you're walking in your purpose and your destiny. If you're going to talk because I'm sitting still, I might as well give you something to talk about and let me go ahead and fulfill my purpose and my destiny. We have gotten so consumed. I don't know when this happened, but we've gotten so consumed about what people think about us that we are missing what God said. We've gotten so consumed by what people feel about us or what people view about us that we are missing what God said. Your fear is crippling you. It's holding you hostage. Today, what are you fearful of? I want you to ask yourself the question, what are you fearful of? I already told you earlier that you had to text, and if you haven't already texted, you got to type it right down in the bottom. I will no longer fear. What do I have to be What do I have to be fearful of? What do I have to be fearful of? It says God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. What do I have to be fearful of? Here's the thing. If it don't work, at least I tried. What do I have to be fearful of? I am an amazing masterpiece that God created. What am I fearful of? No, I am not perfect, but I am purposeful. No, I don't have it all together, but I got a pure heart and clean hands. No, I'm not going to always get it right, but I got passion and zeal to go after everything God promised me. I refuse to leave anything on the table. I refuse to allow the enemy to make me abort any more promises of God. Why? What am I fearful of? Am I fearful that it's not going to work? Am I fearful that I'm not going to have all the support I think I'm going to have? No. What am I fearful of? God is the one who promised it to me. So what do I have to be fearful of? If God has already promised you and he's already said that he was going to give it to you, what are you fearful of? Okay, it's a little tight. Okay, you know, you don't have all the money just yet, but keep writing down the ideas. Keep writing them down in that journal. Okay, you don't have all the pieces together yet, but keep seeking God to let him manifest it. Okay, you don't see it yet, keep working the spot that you keep working where you are till the shell becomes. Keep working where you are until the shell becomes. Keep working where you are until the shell becomes. You have to be so consumed with fulfilling your destiny that nobody else matters. And I'm not saying disregard anybody. I'm not saying throw anybody away. What I am saying to you is you have to be so secure within yourself that you don't let an ounce of fear distract you from going after what God says. Nobody said it was going to be easy, y'all. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that it's just going to be flowers and rose petals. I'm not saying that the journey is going to, I'm not saying that the steps to the manifestation ain't going to be difficult. What I'm saying is you got to have such peace that you going after it no matter whether or not you got to go through crawling, limping, rolling, walking. Somebody got to drag you. I don't care how I get there as long as I get there. And I'm no longer being fearful that I'm not good enough. I'm no longer being fearful that I'm not smart enough. I'm no longer being fearful that they said nobody in my family has ever done that. I'm no longer being fearful of saying, oh, they saying women can't do that. I'm no longer being fearful that they said, oh, you don't have enough education for that. You have to get out of your own way. Somebody need to type that. I'm getting out of my own way. Yep. Somebody need to type that. I'm getting out of my own way. Come on. I'm getting out of my own way. Ooh, I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody need to type that. I am getting out of my own way. Because this ain't nobody else. This you. You got fears because you ain't been healed from the pains of the past. You haven't been healed of the mistakes that you made in the past. You haven't been healed of the hurts that you have in the past. Somebody said, no, I am getting out of my own way. That's right, Janella. I am getting out of my own way. I can't change the hurt I experienced. I can't change the failures I made in the past. I can't change the mistakes that I made. I can't change the potholes I fell in. I can't change the bad hookups that I had. I cannot change. But what I can do is get out of my own way and let God be God. Who else gonna stop me? Who else gonna stop me but me? If God said, the ultimate creator, if God said, Shavonna, this is yours, who gonna stop me other than me? I'm challenging you today. Who is going to stop you other than you? When God already done said it was, who's going to stop you other than you? Think about it. Most of us, we've been the only one that's been in our way. God been giving you idea after idea. He telling you to go after those dreams. Go after that job. He telling you to go after it all. And you've been the one holding you up. And you blaming the devil. Devil ain't even doing this one. We need to heal and get out of our own way. We need to heal and get out of our own way. You can be whatever it is that God said you are. Come on, think about it. What have you been allowing to hinder you? Because sometimes it's just our own mind. You know how you sit there by yourself and you got one thought, and then after you sit there for a little bit, now you done thought about 5 different other scenarios. Your mind done took you 25 different places. And now you're questioning whether or not you should do this next thing. So who hindered you? You. I had to learn to get out my own way. I had to learn how to stop doubting myself. I had to learn how to not be insecure about me. I had to connect with the authentic me and realize how valuable I was. You need to connect with you. Love on you. Embrace you. Forgive you. Give you grace. And then get out your own way. Stop being your own hindrances. You can be whatever it is that God created you to be. The question is, are you willing to be? Are you willing to be? That was the topic for today. Fears release. I will no longer fear anymore. What do I have to fear? If God is in control of everything, what do I have to fear? Let me tell you why we fear a lot of things, because most of us are in this comparison spirit. We're trying to look at how everybody else is doing it. We're trying to mirror how everybody else is doing it. We're trying to figure out how they got where they was. And it's okay to glean from somebody, but it's not okay to try to be that person. You can glean from them, but you got to be you. You have to be you. Somebody needs to type right now, I am enough. Being you is enough. I am enough. Being me is enough. Being me is enough. I am enough. Me, I am enough. That's right on, Jackie. I am enough. I am enough. Being me is enough. I don't have to try to be anybody else. When God created me, I'm a masterpiece, honey. I'm still working on some stuff, but I'm a masterpiece. Being me is enough. When I wrote I Am More Now, I had to actually come in connection with me, the authentic me, not the me I wanted people that I felt like people wanted me to be, not the me that I thought people were expecting me to be, because that's a lot. I got a lot of people expecting me to be certain things. But when I went through the metamorphosis and actually began to connect with the me and realize how much more I was than what I was operating as, I was operating here when God was calling me here. I was flowing here, but God was calling me here. I was just comfortable here, but God had created me for here. But I had to tap into the authentic me. I had to get rid of the facade. I had to get rid of the mask. I had to heal and realize I am enough. And I don't have to settle. I am enough. I am enough. Yes, God is still, he puts me on the potter's wheel every now and then and gotta reshape me but I am enough. What he's doing in me and what he put in me is enough. I don't have to be anybody else but me. Me is gifted, me is anointed, is talented, me is prosperous. Me is enough. When you look in the mirror, you have to realize you are enough. Some of you have been questioning it too much. You've been trying to alter too much stuff to try to fit this, try to fit that, try to fit this. You are enough. Let the wounds of the past heal. Let the fears be released. Stop listening to the voice of your wounds. Did you hear what I said? Stop listening to the voice of your wounds. Be healed so you can release the fear and walk in your victory, walk in your fullness. Stop listening to the voice of your wounds. Be healed, release it, realize you are enough, and allow the fear to be over. Fear is release. I don't have any reason to fear. God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. When I'm healed, I got a sound mind. When I'm healed, I got a sound mind. When I'm healed, I got a sound mind. So listen, that was our chat for today, because here's the thing. Many of us are walking around in fear. And how long are you going to walk around in fear? How long are you going to live under the umbrella of fear? How long? Just tell me. How long? Because living in fear don't get you nowhere. So how long are you going to live like that? And then you mad because you see Mary across the street. She prospering. That's because Mary ain't fearful to go after what she know God promised her. Brian across the street, you realizing that, he walking in his, his everything. He's not fearful. He's not fearful. You got to release your fear so you can walk in the fullness of who you're supposed to be. And have you ever taken a moment to think that who you're supposed to be looks different than what you imagine? Have you ever taken the time to think that who you are meant to be looks different than you always imagine? But no matter how it looks, you're enough. You are enough. So listen, it's time for you to release those fears. Everybody, get rid of them. I will no longer fear. I'm releasing it today. So if you came on here today and you was fearful about something, you need to start releasing it now. You are enough. Release your fear. You are enough. Release it. Release it. Release it. Free yourself. Release it. Release it. Hey, Omega. Hey, Keisha. How are you? Release your fear. Because here's the thing. Somebody is out there waiting for what you have. But because you are fearful, they're going to be still waiting because you don't want to release it. You don't want to go higher. You don't want to embrace the fullness of who you are. You don't want to embrace the fullness of who you are because you're scared that somebody might not receive you, or you're scared because they won't approve, or you're scared because of the pains that you've had in the past. You don't want to feel those pains again. Release your fear. Let God be God. Let God. You are enough. You are enough. That's right, Erlene. Release it. Listen, you're enough. What you have in you is enough. What else? What more do you need? How many times does God have to say to you, this is who you are? How many prophetic words you got to receive? How many confirmations you got? How many times does God have to show you that you are more than enough? You don't have to settle. Soar. But you guess what? The only way you can walk in the fullness of the victory we always claiming, you got to release these fears. Come on, I will no longer fear. I've been saying this in it. I will no longer fear. That's right, Omega. I will no longer fear. Why? Because I am enough. I will no longer fear because I am enough. I put a status up the other day. I may not be the most prolific preacher. I may not be internationally known. I may not travel the entire world to minister. May not be in the high echelon of preachers. But one thing I have learned about me is I am anointed, I am gifted, and God's hand rests on my life. When I realize that, everything else doesn't matter. My hands are clean and my heart is pure. My hands are clean and my heart is pure. That's all that matters. I just want to be who God said I am. I don't want to be nothing else. And if you really want to be honest, I'll be honest. I'll be transparent. I don't have a problem. I used to want to be more. I used to see people out there, and I wanted what they had. I wanted the notoriety. I wanted the prestige. I wanted that. I wanted that. I did. I'm being transparent. I wanted that. And I spent years suffering, feeling I wasn't good enough because it wasn't happening for me. It wasn't happening the way I wanted it to. Until God had to sit me on my bottom and say, are you saying that what I created you to be ain't good enough? So you're sobbing because you're not what you thought you wanted to be. You're sobbing because you're not what you thought you were going to be. So are you saying what I created you to be is not good enough? I had to repent because I was trying to be something I thought would prosper. When God was saying, if you be who I created you to be, I will prosper. If you just be who I created you to be, trust me, I've already blessed you and I've already anointed you to prosper. But you will not prosper as long as you're trying to be something that I didn't create you to be. I am enough. I only want to walk in my shoes. I only want to wear my anointing. I only want to go through my journey. I had to repent to God and say, I apologize for making you feel like what you created in me wasn't enough. I am enough. Just how you created me, God. I am. So that's what I wanted to talk to you today. Release your fears. Release it. Release it. Release it. Awesome, Felicia. Omega, listen, I'm just trying to help. Listen, free yourself. Hey, bro, how are you? Free yourself. When you have the freedom that you are walking in authentic you, God has a free flow. It's an unrestricted flow that he can just flow through you because your heart is pure and your hands are clean. You just want to be who God said you are. I don't want to be nothing else. I'm just me. Hi, I'm Dr. Shavonna Whitehead. That's who I am. I love you, bro. I love you. I love both of you. That's who I am. I don't want to be anybody else. And if you can't love who God created me to be, it's okay. It is okay. We don't have to have no bad blood because you don't love who God created me to be. We don't have to be at odds. We don't have to be at odds because you don't love the authentic me. That just meant that you're not meant for my circle. You're not meant for my journey. And that's okay. Everybody in the world is not meant for my journey. It is perfectly fine. But when I tapped into the authentic me, that's when God started really blessing me. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. He's always favored me. He's always blessed me. His hand has always been on my life. But when I actually stopped trying to be somebody else and started just flowing in how he created me to be, that's when the unrestricted flow, he's just been flowing. He's just been flowing. He's just been flowing. And I'm grateful for that. You are enough. I can't say that. You are enough. I see it, Omega. Listen, you are enough. You are. I'll say it again. You can glean from somebody. But oh, God have mercy. Please don't try to be them. You can glean from them, draw from them, but don't try to be them. You are enough. Please don't insult God by trying to be something he didn't create. Because you make him think that what he created wasn't good enough. And every day I say, God, thank you for creating me to be me. And I promise you, because you created me as a masterpiece, I'll honor you in my living. I'll honor you in my ministry. I'll live upright. I'll honor you because I am grateful for who you created me to be. And I wasn't always there. You can act like you were. I wasn't always there, but I'm there now. And so since I'm there, I was always taught you pull other people along with you. You pull other people along with you. So since I'm there, I'm pulling y'all along with me. Release your fear. You are enough. Tap into the authentic you and live. Live according to how God created you to live. 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 Live how God created you to be. He is the master architect. He is the master creator. Why are you trying to alter his design? Why are you trying to alter his design? Why are you trying to alter his design? Why are you trying to alter God's design? I think he knew what he was doing. I'm almost certain he knew what he was doing. You don't have to alter God's design. Just be free. Release your fears. Walk in the fullness of who God created you to be. So listen, that was Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. Again, I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead. That's right, Omega. No more being scared. Come on, let's go. Let's go. You need to chat. Listen, they'll tell you I chat with you. You need to chat. You need to call me. But come on, let's get unstuck. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Release your fears. I will no longer fear. Today, make that your declaration. I will no longer fear. Today, make that your declaration. I will no longer fear. And listen, before we get off, it's going to be a process because, you know, if you've been living in fear so long, it's going to take some time, but you declare that to yourself until it breaks. I will no longer fear. Declare it until it breaks. Trust me, God will hear you. I will no longer fear. After today, no. God got it all. Ain't no need of me fearing. I will no longer fear. So listen, that was Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. Again, I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, and it's always my privilege, my honor, and pleasure to come and chat with you right here for Lunchtime Empowerment Talks every Tuesday. Today we were a little early at 12 o'clock. I have some appointments, but I did not want to miss out on spending time with you guys on today. And so I'll see you back here next Tuesday at 1 p.m. for Lunchtime Empowerment Talks. If you have not already grabbed your copy of I Am More, head on over to the website, www.shavonnawhitehead.com. Grab your copy of I Am More now. It is for both men and women. Soar, take the metamorphosis to grab your more now. Get out of that place of complacency. Be motivated, be an overcomer, be empowered, and be restored. And so I'll see you guys. Also, stay tuned. I got some new merchandise coming with I Am More. It's coming soon. But listen, as always, have an amazing remainder of the day and an amazing remainder of the week. And I'll see you back here next Tuesday at 1 p.m. for Lunchtime Empowerment Talks. No more fear. Walk in your freedom today.